Penny, Penny, Penny.
Sheldon, come in.
Thank you. I'd like to make a sandwich, but I'm out of bread.
There's some in the fridge.
You shouldn't keep your bread in the refrigerator. Staleness is caused by crystallization of the starch molecules, which occurs faster at cool temperatures.
On Earth, we say thank you.
For 12 seasons, The Big Bang Theory was one of television's biggest hits, and it spawned a universe of spin-offs. The latest, from the mind of creator Chuck Lorre, arrives this week. Look, Burbank tells the tale.
If you turn on the news these days, it can sometimes feel like the world is ending, which is exactly where the new HBO Max show, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, begins.
This apocalyptic nightmare that you are living in, it can be avoided. It never has to happen.
Okay, now I have like 6 questions.
Stuart breaks a device that Leonard and Sheldon had built, and it triggers a multiverse Armageddon. And then Stuart is sort of enmeshed in fixing it.
What's your plan?
No, I don't really have one. I'm kind of new to the action genre.
If the names Leonard, Sheldon, or Stuart don't ring a bell, let's jump back to 2007. That was the year the iPhone debuted.
I understand classified.
It was also the year The Big Bang Theory, a show about a group of nerds trying to navigate life, premiered on CBS.
Where are you headed?
To the comic book store. You're probably thinking, the comic book store on a Thursday? Well, I've fallen down the rabbit hole and into a land of madness.
The show made a star out of its lead, Jim Parsons, who played Sheldon.
Smell that? That's the smell of new comic books. Oh, yes.
Even tech bros like Elon Musk made cameos.
It feels great to come down here and help the less fortunate, huh?
Oh, yeah.
But then there were the characters like Stuart Bloom, the hapless geek who runs a struggling comic book store, played by Kevin Sussman.
I didn't realize your soul was also for sale.
Well, it wasn't, but make me an offer.
But this time around, Sussman gets his turn to shine in the deeply weird but still hilarious world of Stuart Fails to Save the Universe.
Is there some pretty big similarities between who you are and the Stuart character?
Sadly, yes. I could be, kind of neurotic, and Stuart is kind of neurotic, but he's, through the course of this show, he's pushed into a situation that tests his limits of putting himself out there. I guess he is kind of the hero.
Stuart is joined by Brian Posehn as geologist Bert Kibler and John Ross Bowie as physicist Barry Kripke.
Not a good sound.
Plus, Lauren Lapkus reprises her character of Denise, Stuart's comic book store coworker and girlfriend.
I thought you were dead.
I thought you were dead.
Aww. This can't be happening.
All of them as unlikely action heroes, trying to restore order in a disintegrating universe.
These characters are all underdogs. They're all not heroes by any stretch of the imagination. So it's like it could happen to you or anybody else that suddenly you have to do this and you don't know anything.
Suspect.
The show is the latest from Chuck Lorre, one of the most successful and prolific producers of TV sitcoms in history. From Roseanne to Dharma and Greg to 2.5 Men and the many, many spin-offs of The Big Bang Theory.
This project was a wish for me to go beyond the couch. 35 years I've been writing about people sitting on a couch talking.
Hey, Mark.
Unlike The Big Bang Theory, this new show was shot like a movie, with one camera and no studio audience, so it doesn't look or feel like a sitcom.
It was by design to try and step out of my comfort zone, and I'm out. I'm out. Half the time we're shooting stuff and I'm actually going, oh, that's how you do that. That's how you make that remarkable a fight sequence or whatever.
Stuart and the gang struggle as the world changes under their feet, jumping from parallel universe to parallel universe, each one with its own look and rules.
You're making up the rules of reality of this multiverse. That was not a problem on 2.5 Men. It was a much bigger game to play than anything I'd ever done before.
Gentlemen, we are in hell.
Really? Everyone's being so nice to each other.
If the rules of reality change from episode to episode, for Stuart, as he fails to save the universe, the rules for making TV have changed too. Sitcoms and network TV no longer command the audiences they once did.
I wanted to break every rule that we were confronted with.
Here we go, we're rolling.
Lorre also enlisted the help of his Big Bang co-creator, Bill Prady.
Well, one of the things we said when we started was, let's make it the kind of TV show that the characters in Big Bang Theory would watch.
And producer Zak Penn, who says The Big Bang Theory was actually ahead of its time, predicting the popularity of comic book action movies that have come to dominate the box office for the past decades.
It was like a nerd revolution going on, and suddenly, comic book movies were taking over. They really caught the zeitgeist in terms of like where pop culture had moved to, and it really caught up with those of us who were comic book fans or sci-fi fans.
Now that we've been living with 20 years of tech companies moving fast and breaking things, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe seems to ask, what kind of world do we want to live in?
You are really getting on my nerves, Tommy.
Just don't ask Chuck Lorre about all that. He says he's just trying to make people laugh.
What do you think it is that you've understood, I guess, instinctively about this business and about creating television that's led to having so many successful shows?
Jeez, that's a macro question, isn't it? I don't know. I know early on I decided, let's always presume the audience is smart. Assume a sophisticated, intelligent audience, and then write.
Technically, Golden Age Flash.
Another thing Chuck Lorre knows is that smart audience he's talking about is watching media differently. You might be watching this on your phone. And if Lorre wants his universe to continue, he'll have to expand it, which is just what he's trying to do.
If you go see a movie in a theater, you have committed. You're going to sit there and watch the 3-hour movie, asking a lot, especially those of us with older bladders. Mm-hmm. If the audience doesn't have the same relationship with television, the flick of the finger, it's gone. There's 1,000 choices to entertain you. Or not. Maybe you just turn the damn thing off and read a book. My training for going on 40 years is don't waste a second. Don't waste a second. Every second you have an audience watching, honor their time. Give them some reason to stay.